Hello everyone, it's Vixen Queen Tarot here, and I wanted to do a video for you guys really quick to just kind of do a quick reading for everyone. This is for the collective, and also I just wanted to kind of cover all the bases and talk about all the things I've got going on, all the things that I have coming for the channel and for my Patreon. I wanted to talk about the Great Conjunction that is coming up on the 21st. Maybe some of you know about it and know what's going on, and maybe some of you don't, but that's why we're here to have a discussion about it, right? So, excuse me. Thirsty. Let me get a drink. So, haven't really much had the opportunity in the last week to upload and post the way that I have wanted to. That's usually how things seem to be going here lately. I have been having technical difficulties with my... I keep having issues with my cameras. All of my cameras. I keep having issues with my phone. I am having issues with uploading things to YouTube and getting them to work properly. I have just had an absolute shit show, and I usually tend to take that, like I said in my last video, as a sign from the divine that the message I'm delivering is a message that isn't ready to be heard or delivered, that I am not delivering said message properly or in the correct vibrations. Anything to that particular level of issue. I feel like when there's really no explanation as to why things won't work and they're just not working, like when I am having constant problems with 3 different cameras at the same time, when I can't find a camera, when my phone doesn't want to work, my technology goes insane. For those of you who take part in this community and who are interested in this type of stuff and the stuff that this community partakes in, you should be aware that when you connect with the spiritual realm, when you connect with spirits, when you connect with ghosts, other energies, the divine, when you connect on a 5D level, it will manipulate your technology. And I tend to have a lot of problems with that, as mostly, I guess, a signal to help me process and... Oh, what was that? Sorry, guys. Hold on. Okay. But to help me process and deliver the message properly. More properly. Whatever. I'm probably not saying it or sending it out in the way that they want me to. So, let's see. I want to try and make sure that I cover everything in this video. I do have everything that is necessary in the description box down below for you to know about me, to learn about my story, what I do, my work as a psychic, and as a witch. You can find me and you can find ways to get private readings with me in the description box down below. I do have a Patreon where if you subscribe to that Patreon, you do get extra readings. I post daily tarot messages. I post oracle card messages. I basically keep track more of my spiritual journey and my spiritual path there. I post extra content and extra videos there. I talk more in depth about my abilities and my readings, my path, my connection to the divine, all of that stuff. I talk about it more detailed, more in depth on Patreon. I teach lessons on the zodiacs, astrology, the metaphysical. I teach about tarot and how to read tarot, all kinds of different things on my Patreon. So check that out if you want to. Everything is in the description box below if you need. And what I have basically been doing here lately, why my technology's been acting crazy, why I haven't been able to put readings out like I want to, besides the fact that I have been, doing the basic necessities of the 3D realm. I'm a single mom. I have to take care of my son. I have to take care of my home. I have to take care of, adulting, doing the things that I need to do. So I don't get to put full time into my Patreon and into my YouTube channel like I want to yet, but we're working on it. So I am beginning to put out more and more content as we go. But here lately I have been kind of in a slump, I guess, when it comes to posting. But only because I have been working so deeply in the 5D off camera and away from social media that it has kind of ate into my time for posting content, which I'm sure you understand, because this in the long run will help me to create and post better content in the future. Okay, so what we have coming up on the 21st is something called Grand Conjunction. I'm fixing the ribbon on my sage stick in case you're wondering and you can't really see. But what we have coming up on the 21st is something called Great Conjunction. I might have said grand a second ago. I don't know. I keep calling it Grand Conjunction, but I guess it's fine either way. But the Great Conjunction on the 21st, and this is Saturn and Jupiter are closest to each other. It's very rare. They're, the closest to each other that they get. It's a very rare occasion that they are this close to each other. And also, it is Jupiter and Saturn moving forward into Aquarius, which is air energy, okay? And I will talk a lot here and on Patreon, but mostly on Patreon, but I will sometimes hear about the elements, about the different signs and the elements and how they work. But we have been in Earth energy for a very long time. And Earth element is very unmoving. It's very stable, but it's also very unmoving. It's very sticking in one spot. And Aquarius, we've been in Capricorn, we're moving to Aquarius, and Aquarius being an air sign, air element is very fast moving. It's fast movement, and air and earth are completely opposite in that way. So what the Great Conjunction is going to do is close out many different cycles. Lots of toxic devil energy is getting cleared out. Lots of tower moments, lots of change. 2020 has already been a massive year, of course, but this, don't let me saying this freak you out, but this is sort of only the beginning to a lot of change that is getting ready to happen to our planet. We are moving into Aquarius with the Great Conjunction, and we are beginning a new decade with 2021, closing out 2020, going into 21. It's, a whole new decade. It's a whole new opening. And there's a lot of energy shifting. So there's a lot of changes being made, and there's a lot of uprooting, a lot of, there's a lot of cycles, and a lot of people are going through a lot of different cycles right now, good and bad, toxic and, positive, whichever way you want to look at it. But what I want to talk about a lot on my channel is the way that nothing is coincidence. I have learned a lot throughout my spiritual journey, my spiritual awakening, I'm going to put it that way. Opening my third eye, becoming very conscious of all of these things, reaching into the 5D realm. I have learned a lot. I'm also studying to get my degree in psychology. I also went to a witchcraft and metaphysical college for 4 years and got a degree there. I have been reading tarot and doing spiritual work and doing witchcraft, things like that, for 10 years now. And I want to be able to share all of the lessons that I've learned, all of the things that I've gone through, how nothing is a coincidence. Tower moments are a natural part of human life and human experience. Devil energy is a natural part of human life and human experience. And I want to discuss how those low vibrational things are not only a natural part of life and human experience, but how to survive them, how to come up out of them, and how to reach high vibration. I want to discuss manifestation. I want to discuss astrology and how the planets and just the galaxy affects our planet. We are on a rock floating in outer space with a giant ball of fire and a giant cold rock and a bunch of other little rocks, and it's just a big place out there. There's a lot out there, and the moon phases have the ability to affect our oceans and affect our planet. The sun has the ability to affect our planet. It's all energy, and it's all energy exchange, and it's all orbit, and it all works together into all the different things I want to talk about how you can learn the alignments of the planets, learn the placements of the stars, learn how all of these work to help improve your luck, improve your mood, improve your self-esteem. I want to learn, or I want to help you learn how to improve your confidence and manifest better energies and a better life for yourself. I talked about it a little bit in my last video, but I have been through a lot of shit, and it gets on to, it's a really personal level, but anybody who knows me knows that I really don't keep skeletons in my closet. I don't really keep things too secretive. I'm pretty outspoken. I'm pretty, bold and upfront about what I have to say. So, I've been through a lot of really bad shit in my life. I mean, besides the fact that I was in a dangerous and very abusive marriage, I have experienced very negative and very dangerous and very traumatic experiences quite often in my life, and a lot of us have. And a lot of us who reach into things like tarot and the metaphysical and astrology and find an awakening and open our third eye and work on manifesting and work on that awakening comes from trauma. We experience the trauma, we hit rock bottom, there's nowhere else to go but up, and we become so, I don't want to say desperate. That's not that word does not give off the vibe that I am comfortable with. That seems a little too negative for me, but we reach this point that's so bad that we want so much to raise our vibrations. Anything but this, get me any, I can't take the trauma anymore. I can't take the toxicity and the negativity anymore. And it's wild because you go through this and then it's like you just wake up one day and you start raising your vibrations. And as you start raising your vibrations, and signs, more and more signs can start coming in. The divine and all of that can start reaching you better, and you just move up and up and up and up. And then the next thing you know, you're manifesting and you're creating and you're spiritually guided. And I discussed a little bit in my last video as well, the difference between spirituality and religion. It's not religion. So I don't want it to get muddied up with that, so to speak. It's a different experience than something that you would call religious. Spiritual is something else. And I don't want to give away too much, because I do want to save a lot of information for my Patreon subscribers. But on my next Patreon video, I am going to discuss more in depth about the practice that I've been doing to raise my vibrations for the Great Conjunction, because this energy shift that we're going to experience in the Great Conjunction is going to really not give many of us, especially, those of us that are already awake or already, woke. It's not going to give us much of an option outside of having to clear out our devil energy, having to cleanse out and face our toxicities, having to begin our healing. And we all have low vibrations. We all have our own toxic patterns. We all have our own addictions or our own problems. It's part of human nature. And part of this path is to not be ashamed of that. It's not to be ashamed, it's to learn. Nothing happens by accident. Nothing is a coincidence. These experiences are from past life karmas, or your own karma, or there's family, what's the word I'm trying to think of, the family karma is what I'm trying to get out of my mouth. Generational curses, that's what I'm trying to say. Generational curses, things like that. And sometimes it's not your fault, so to speak, but the energy still exists. The energy of that still exists. The energy of the karma still exists. And sometimes these things are left with you to be responsible for. Okay? So to raise your vibration and to learn how to break these generational curses, to learn how to awaken your third eye, to learn how to improve your luck, improve your confidence, and get yourself out of these energies, well, we're kind of going to get pushed off of that ledge after the Great Conjunction anyway. So I do want to discuss a lot about that, because you're not going to have to just, you can't just clear all of this out in a day. You're not going to have to, I have to empty all of this out and clean it up and have it together. And be ready by the 21st. That's not exactly how this works. Now, for those of us like me and maybe some of the rest of you out there who already knew it was coming and have already been doing your, some of you, I'm actually picking up a lot of you, have been doing this work, not unintentionally, but without even realizing it. During the moon phases, during the retrogrades, everything that goes on throughout the year, all of the crazy shit that's gone on throughout 2020, those who have not experienced trauma in their lives before probably have or have come damn near fucking close to it in the year of 2020, I'm sure. 2020 has been a very heavy and very up and down year. It's been all over the place, okay? And these experiences are to help us reach higher vibrations. And by that I mean it is to help teach us what we have not healed from or what we need to heal from. It helps us learn how to gain strength. I'm seeing the Strength Tarot card. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start reading and pulling tarot for you guys while I'm picking up messages. Oh, and I want to show you my cute little basket that I got. I went shopping with my mom recently, and I got this cute little basket to put my cards in. Isn't it the greatest? I thought this was really cute. I will have a better setup for you guys in the next video. I just kind of I've got it dark in here. I've got some chill music. I've kind of made it a little bit more about the message than the view. But I will have a better setup and have like the lights and all the fun stuff up for you guys. But for now, we're just going to do this. Let me grab my Shadowscapes deck is the one they want me to use. I am seeing, now for those of you who are new, I am a psychic medium. I don't tolerate negative and toxic comments or people on my channel. I kind of do what I can to push that energy out and away. Nothing but positivity here. Anything negative will just get blocked and deleted. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. That's not my fault that you're an asshole, and you can go be an asshole somewhere else. Gotcha? Gotcha. So, I am a psychic medium. I do channel things and see things, sense things, feel things. I'm an empath. And I sometimes will pick up on things and say things before they happen. Also, when I channel and when I go into that zone, I did want to mention this in my last video, but I forgot. When I go into that zone, I say things and talk about things and go into depth on things or prattle on about things. I'm not just talking your head off. I start to channel messages from the 5D, from the metaphysical realm. And when I do that, sometimes I forget what I say or what happened or what I was talking about. And I did say in one of my videos recently, I had pulled the Justice card and said that I had noticed for the very first time on the Justice card in this deck that her third eye is open. And I feel really bad because looking back, I had said in a previous video that that was the very, very first time I ever noticed that her third eye was open. But I realized later on that there was another time in another reading, like months ago, like months before that, that I'd also noticed then that her third eye was open. But I had forgotten about it. So I'm picking up the energies. I wasn't trying to like lie, right? That's why I'm pointing it out, just in case that nobody noticed or said anything. I'm pointing it out because I noticed and I wanted to say something. But that's because I'm picking up the energies of everyone opening their third eye for the first time. Now, 2020, the end of 2020 and this great conjunction is the time of spiritual awakening. More and more people are going to be awakening to empath and psychic powers or psychic abilities. And it is because of 2020 pushing so many people over that trauma edge that it takes to open the third eye. And so many people are opening that third eye. They're having their awakenings. They're having their connections to God, the divine, angels, spirits, whatever it is, spirituality. They're having that connection to it. And I'm forgetting, I had forgotten that I noticed that already and felt like I had noticed it for the first time again, but it's because a lot of you are reaching your awakening. So, I'm also seeing the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is silence and secrets. But she is also powerful. She is also psychic. She is also empath. Maybe some of you are having this awakening and keeping it secret or keeping it to yourselves, or you're not ready to share it yet. Maybe that's what I'm picking up with the High Priestess. What was the other card I said that I channeled? Strength. The Strength card, which is also the sign of Leo. And I have been picking up a lot of fire energy lately, and I am doing on my Patreon next a lesson starting with, oh, the Tower card. That's good. Starting with fire signs. I am going to teach about all of the elements and all of their personal traits and personal energies and their zodiacs, starting with fire. So maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe I have a lot of fire sign viewers or something. I'm not quite sure. But Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries is what I'm picking up on. Okay, so let's pull a few cards and see what we get. I'm seeing a lot about manifestation, tower moments, opening your third eye and awakening. Did I just say that? Awakening, awakenings and new beginnings, clearing out devil energies. I see the devil card. The Magician is at the bottom of the deck. This is the card for manifestation. So that's pretty wild. I see a lot of you maybe keeping to yourselves and staying quiet and sheltered. I see the Hermit. I see the High Priestess. Maybe a lot of you are just now reaching the new point of awakening that you think you're crazy. Like, oh my God, am I seeing signs and is this stuff really happening or am I going crazy? And let me tell you, I went through it. We all go through it. That's part of it. And you're not crazy, okay? And I will be here to assure you, well, you might be crazy. I mean, I'm crazy. I'm a little bit crazy. A little fucking crazy. But the spiritual awakening and the spiritual path is very real, okay? Whether you're crazy or not. I mean, it's, you know, if it's happening to you, it's happening to you. If it's your personal experience, it's your personal experience. Don't downplay and don't invalidate your own experiences spiritually either. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we have the King of Swords, card of Aquarius. This could also be Libra or Gemini, but I'm picking up Aquarius energy very heavily because of the fact that we're moving into Aquarius. And I also never noticed this on this card before. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry, okay. I had to pause it for just 1 second. I never noticed on this card before that the smoke coming off of his wings are shaped like ravens. And there's a little depiction down here on his throne that it's too dark for me to show you. So I will just channel the meaning of it, because you can't really see it with how dark it is in here. That this definitely has a lot to do with the human body, the human shell, the vessel, the body, the physical body, and logic. That's what's up here for sure. I also have the moon card at the bottom of the deck they wanted me to pull. And the moon is secrets. And I did say something about having secrets. Now, the King of Swords can be very over logical and all up in his head. And he can be very quiet into himself. He can be very straight to the point. Also very... he's air energy, so that's a lot of studying and a lot of, so this is a lot of new awakening to the spiritual path kind of vibe, and maybe kind of keeping it quiet into yourself. Now, the moon card, oh, here we go, we got a jumper. All right, we got the 9 of Cups. This is about manifestation. This is about learning and studying how to manifest. That's wild, because that's what I was saying. The 9 of Cups. Excuse me. Let me get a drink. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. The 9 of Cups is a card for wishes coming true. I just heard wish upon a star. Wishes coming true, making a wish, manifesting what you want, studying and how to, maybe some of you are overthinking it though. I feel like maybe there's a little bit of an overuse of logic. The Wheel of Fortune, holy shit, and the Star card, and the Sun card. What, are you fucking serious? Are you serious? The Wheel of Fortune, the Star, and the Sun. Wheel of Fortune under the King of Swords. The Star under the Moon. And the Sun under the 9 of Cups. Wow, this is everything that I wanted to talk about. Okay. First of all, with the King of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, I am kind of seeing over logic, overthinking. You're not just... I mean, you want to, you're working towards it. I definitely see you're working towards it, and you will be successful. You will be very successful. Just keep up good high vibrations. The Wheel of Fortune is the divine taking control. That's the part of things that you have no control over. It's fate, it's destiny, it is... Why is my throat bothering me all of a sudden? Sorry, guys.